there, wrestling fans, and welcome to another episode of the internationally known Dudes Are Ringside podcast. I'm your host, Joe the Panther, the third. And man, when I say that this podcast is the internationally known home of champions, I wasn't lying. Today, Ringside crew, you're in for a treat. I have these gentlemen that are awesome. And let's give a warm Dudes at Ringside welcome to the Rat Bastards. Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome.
Hello. How's it going? I don't hear an ovation, but
I hear it in my head always.
Yeah, I imagined it a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Like arena, like MetLife Stadium during WrestleMania 39, like big applause. Yeah.
They weren't at MetLife Stadium for WrestleMania 39.
Yeah. No, 35. Don't you remember 35 when Kobe won the titles?
You said 39. That's 4 years later. That was this year, actually.
Yeah, well, numbers. So gentlemen, who trained you guys?
We were trained out of Creative Pro in New Jersey, Wrestle Pro. So owned by Pat Buck. The other head trainers there are Sean Donovan, Bobby Wayward, and LSG. Mm-hmm. So I'd say those are the main four. We might have a couple guests drop in every now and then, but those are pretty much the main head trainers there.
Ooh. Awesome. Very familiar with Sean Donovan. When you see Sean, tell him Joe Panther III says hello. He's been on the podcast, so Sean's very
cool. We'll do. I'll see what he says.
I'm sure it'll make his day to let him know.
Yeah. Oh, he'd be like, "Oh, Joe, I hate that guy." No, Sean's cool. I met him. I actually got a chance to meet him in person at an ISPW show, and he caught me off guard. He gave me like the tap on the shoulder. I was just standing there like, "Hi." And a lot of wrestlers do that. Why do wrestlers do that? Like, you're standing there and they just, bam. You're like,
why not?
It's good but bad. Heart attack. Not for
Sorry
me,
that you got to feel significant for a moment there.
Yeah, it did. It felt shorter too. So gentlemen, is there any place in the world or like the country that you guys have not wrestled in yet?
Yeah, I mean,
we've really been chopping it up and tearing it up in the Northeast. I feel like we're really starting to. Our plague of greatness is spreading everywhere. We want to bring that down south. Places like DPW that run in North Carolina. I would love to wrestle in California, and globally, I know I would love to wrestle in Mexico and Japan.
Yeah, I think I'd probably add most of those places to the list too. I want to hit MCW down in Maryland. I see what they're doing. I think they do great work, so I'd love to go there. I'd love to cross over to Canada. We almost got to wrestle in Canada a couple months ago, but it actually fell through. So that's still on the list. I want to get there. Japan would be great. Mexico would be great. Anywhere, we'll travel anywhere, really.
Yeah. Awesome. So it's a funny question. How'd you guys get the tag team name? Which one of you guys came up with the name the Rat Bastards?
Well, you want to tell the story?
Yeah, sure. So, we met in jail, and so we were in the commissary, and one day we were talking, and I said, I think next time we're in the cafeteria, I'm going to start some shit, and pretty much just from taking stuff from people, getting into it all the time, we were getting called it left and right, and one day, when we were in training, it fell back into our lap when one of our coaches was like, Jesus Christ, can we just get these two rat bastards out of here? And then it was almost like unknowingly, it became very naturally our thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's where it came from.
So you mentioned MCW. Are you guys familiar with Miami Mike and Vinny, the tag team that performs in MCW? Any of those guys?
I haven't gotten to see their stuff, no.
Yeah. They're good. I think you two would be a really good match. They're very good. But they dance around a lot. Are there any other tag teams that you've been like watching on like Instagram or like YouTube that you guys like been dying to like work with that you haven't had a chance to like wrestle with?
No. I think we're obviously that tag team for other people. They keep tabs on us. They want to work with us, and it's a privilege for anybody to work with us. So, I mean, I guess it'd be cool to work a couple people, wrestle a couple people, whatever. But I mean, really, like we're the privilege, you know what I mean? So we did just wrestle MSP up at Limitless Let's Wrestle. What was that? Back at the start of this month. Right?
Man, dude, that was actually like 2 weeks ago. We are so busy, it's like nonstop. But yeah, we made the 8-hour drive each way. That was on a Friday night. Got back home at 6 a.m. Then the following morning after we whooped their asses. You got to look that one up. That's on IWTV, Joe.
Ooh,
I thought you were informed.
I am informed with all kinds of wrestling. Sometimes I can catch it. I work early in the morning. I'll watch in the afternoon. I'll watch in the afternoon. On my breaks, I'll be sitting there watching wrestling matches. Even the residents I work with will ask me who you've been watching. Tell them, you gotta watch the Rat Bastards. I may get pulled by the ear of my boss. No, that's the name of the tag team. So, who made your gear, guys?
This was actually made by, I still to this day don't know how to pronounce her name properly. If it's Kim Kyla or Kim Killa, but it's Killa Customs, I believe is how it's pronounced. It's Kylla. Our one old coach actually turned me on to it. He sent me over to her. I found her website. She was actually making gear for a lot of WWE guys and AEW guys. I found that she was making Bray Wyatt stuff. And before me and Xander started tagging together, I wanted to try something different with my gear. And then once we came together, we were like, all right, well, let's go with this. But we still went back to her, and she made it. But she does amazing work, man. I love what she does.
Yeah. Yeah, we had like, a lot of creative ideas, and we fused some stuff together of like the gold and black bandanas that we have as our gear. She meshed that with kind of like cigarette burn gear that Iron Savages previously had on their stuff. So yeah, she really is fantastic.
Awesome. Do you guys have any like cool stories from any recent matches you guys have?
Oh God, hold on. I'm sure there's probably like 50 stories I could tell, but my mind's going blank as I try to pull one out of thin air. You got anything?
So I guess fun story recently would be we signed up to whoop the shit out of this guy Cosmo Diablo and Salvador. These guys a dancer and some magician or something. And the day of, promoter comes to us and says, this other team from New York got themselves in there, Jay Messias and Pat Fitzpatrick. And I call up Adam and I said, dude, you're never going to believe this. I know you're stuck dealing with that thing we talked about, but you got to get your ass down here. And pretty much we went out there, and in front of everybody, you give us, one task, you make us pivot. We beat the shit out of 2 different teams. That, to me, you asked for a fun story. That's a very fun story.
Yeah, I think they realized that it wasn't a fair fight. They realized it wasn't a fair fight for that other team, so they had to add one more team in there to make it more difficult. And we still won. So, I mean,
that's the best thing. You still won the match. Match may have been a tough road, but the Rat Bastards always come through with the victory.
That's what they say.
Of course we do. That's
definitely
what we do.
Have you guys ever thought of like adding a manager to your team, or do you ever just don't need a manager?
Well, we have some associates, that we run with. I would never call them a manager. But, there's some guys in WrestlePro that you can see us run with. Loverboy Brian Rosario. I think, sometimes he gets a little big-headed, but, kid's got a lot of potential, and he can loosely be referred to as the Lover Bastard at times. So, manager, hell no.
It's a cape, right? Loverboy? Awesome.
What's that?
Doesn't Loverboy wear a cape?
No.
I know a Loverboy that wrestles in PPW. He wears a cape and a mask.
You're confusing him with Batman.
Yeah.
Oh, probably.
Yeah. No, this is our Loverboy. He's different. Yeah. We affectionately call him our bitch. He's our bastard in training cohort.
Okay. Do you guys? So when you guys are like the week of a wrestling show, what is like your normal schedule like?
I mean, we have shows literally every week, so the schedule doesn't change. I mean, it's Monday through Friday. We do the same things. We train every Monday and Wednesday night over at Create a Pro, so we're busy there. Tuesday, Thursday night, we're hitting the gym, working out. Friday night, usually the same, unless we're going to a show, and then Saturday, Sunday, we're rock and rolling, hitting shows. So I mean, it's like our routine doesn't change because we're doing something every weekend. I mean, we have the routine already set in place.
the game doesn't change, but the location and players are what rotates. You know, different
Exactly.
place, different players, but it's like when we're in it, we're in the game now, and it's just a cycle that's going nonstop. We're just trucking along.
Exactly.
So when you guys are on the road, what is it like? Local food or like chain? What's your favorite thing to get?
Whatever's open. I mean, you get outside
Yeah.
of like the New York, New Jersey area, like these little hick towns that we travel to. It's like nothing is open past 10 p.m. I don't understand how people live in these areas. I hate it so much. I hate traveling anywhere outside of my own house. I don't like going out where there's people. But all these places that we go, I mean, they all close at like 10 p.m. So we get out of shows and we're starving and there's really nowhere to go. So we just take whatever's available to us at that point. Usually,
If you don't bring your stuff, you bring food, you bring snacks, you eat as best as possible. You know, you gotta your body runs like a Lamborghini. You have to feed it that diesel fuel. So it's like you gotta stop and eat as best as possible. Even at rest stops, there's healthy options. So I mean, that's just basically, if it isn't like, you know, navigating around like, you know, whatever BS rules that this town has, that it's like 9 p.m. on a Saturday and everything's closed. You know, we just got to find what's open. But yeah, healthy options is always where it's at.
I'm gonna start breaking into places that are closed at the end of shows.
Ooh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Find a window open. Do you guys collect
Joe,
anything?
you ever break it anywhere?
Have I ever broken into anything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever break it anywhere?
Yeah.
Hearts at the shows.
That's lame. No.
I'll take that as a probably.
Negatory. Do you guys collect anything besides title belts when you go to all these other places?
Not anymore, but I did for a period of time have a collection of hotel key cards that I would always forget to turn in at the end of my stay. And so I would just come home and they'd be in my pocket. And eventually I had this mountain of like 15 or 20 different key cards. So I kind of made that my thing so I could keep tabs and keep track of all the places that we've been to. But now it's just gotten too excessive to the point where like we're traveling too damn much. So I can't hold on to some type of memento from every place that we go. I usually hate the places anyway. Like I said, you know, I usually hate the people, hate the places. Everything about it sucks, and I just want to get home. But yeah, I had to abandon that. I was gonna do it for a little bit, but once I started traveling as much as we do, there's just no way to be doing all that.
Hold on one second, Joe.
Okay. No problem.
Do I collect anything? We just started collecting these, actually.
Ooh.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. This would be the VPW tag team titles. Guess what? Adam has the other one that's just as fucking cool as this one. Pardon my French.
It's okay.
And yeah, we're starting to collect these, and there's going to be a whole lot more added to the collection.
I hope you guys win the PPW tag titles. The one from Baltimore that we guys were talking about. Just Gold Rush is gonna happen.
I wish the same thing, Joe.
Yeah.
I know.
That's the goal. That's the expectation.
Do you guys when you're in the New York area, like what kind of pizza do you guys usually partake on?
Anything local. I will not touch that Domino's, Pizza Hut, any chain crap.
No.
All right, don't get me started on fucking what's it called, CC's. For God's sake.
I think Pizza Hut had the wool over my eyes for a long time. There's just one step above a Caesar's, but yeah, it's got to be something local. You know, once upon a time, a young Xander worked in Italian restaurants and pizza places, so I know a thing or two about pizza. Buffalo chicken, yeah, that's probably where it's at.
There's different ways to do a buffalo chicken. I don't know if you know that. Some places they put makes me sick to my stomach. They put the cheese on it, and then they put the buffalo chicken pieces. But in New Jersey, even though it's Jersey, they put the buffalo sauce. And then they put the chicken on it, and then they put the blue cheese on it in the spiral. I don't know if you see that.
Yeah, you do. It from place to place it varies.
What was that?
You mean doing it the right way?
Yeah, the right way. I don't like the cheese way. Nah.
No. See, those are all fake pizzerias. They're not real Italians. I'm not Italian either. All right, but I can tell a fake Italian. All right.
Right.
Yeah. Awesome. Before we go, do you have anything coming up that you want to promote?
Let's see. Tomorrow night, We got stuff, for the next, I think every weekend for the next month or two?
I was going to say we can start with tomorrow. One Division Pro. We're actually making our debut there. We're going to be beating the hell out of 2 teams. That's in Long Beach, New York. And then we'll be at Catalyst Wrestling Sunday. Jeez, and then it's Wrestle Pro stuff.
Yeah, we have Shotgun on October 5th. Wrestle Pro will be doing, I think, a fall festival on October 7th, another one October 8th. God, I got to look at my phone and even try to remember. We're doing WFA up in, I think it's New Hampshire, towards the end of the month or the middle of the month. I don't even know at this point. It's so much to keep up with. But that's
why you got to follow our social medias, Joe.
Go ahead. Shout out your social media. So if my internationally known fans would like to follow you, gentlemen, where can they find you?
You go first. Go ahead.
So you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, or Instagram at Xander Torres Pro. Just like how you see right there, but with pro at the end of it. Yeah.
That's right. And you can follow me on anything. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. I'm calling it Twitter because it's not X. Elon can eat a dick. It's still Twitter. Yes. All right. It'll always be Twitter, which I hate, but I'm still on it. And you can follow me. It's A Kirkland, RB. First initial, last name, RB.
Awesome. Last thing before we go, if any of my younger fans that want to become a professional wrestler, what kind of advice would you give them?
Don't, because you're going to end up having to face us.
Yes, I agree with that. But if you're really committed to it, like really, really, really stupid committed to it, I would say get your ass down to Create a Pro. Right, it's one of the best schools that there is. You can look at the guys that they produce, the New York school and the New Jersey school. The guys that they produce, it speaks for itself. I think it's the main thing. When you're going to start strong. All right, but again, you're going to run into us somewhere. So maybe, I don't know.
Think twice, 3 times, 4 times.
Right.
Go be the janitor that your dad knew you.
Yeah, if you're going to be a singles wrestler, go ahead. But if you want to be a tag team guy, I'd probably avoid it.
And they're dumb luck that they'll have to face you guys in a handicap match.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
That's our favorite. Bastard rules.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I want to thank you guys so much for coming on the podcast. It means so much to me, guys, have you guys on. I'm Joe Panther III.
I'm Xander Torres.
You already know who I am.
And these are guys are the Rat Bastards, and we will catch you in the next one. Good night, everybody.